Rebels of the 1920s. What exactly is a flapper? A flapper is said to be a woman in the 1920s who ate, dressed, and behaved against the admitted core of women, or as I would say, rebels of the 1920s. In the 1920s, women began a movement where they felt they were free to express themselves, not only through word, but through their habits, clothing, and free will to explore. Their attire was described as scandalous. Their dancing was even worse. During the Roaring Twenties was also considered the Jazz Age, where the music was meant for the melody of relaxation. However, for flappers, it was more than just a melody, it was the urge to move. Once the tempo of the beat picked up, they picked up their feet and began to spin. The flappers were predominantly young, single working-class women with a rebellious attitude. These women assured and embraced their freedom by smoking, voting, drinking, driving cars, and going to parties. During this time and times beforehand, men didn't encourage or engage with these women because they were thought to be females who longed for the freedom of men. Flappers were fabulous women who wore bobs and an excessive amount of jewelry. Glamour was a necessity for these women. If you would have asked me what a flapper was, I'd gladly say they were women who expressed individuality and confident to do so. Flappers also started wearing makeup, something that had previously been only worn by loose women. Robe, powder, eyeliner, and lipstick became extremely popular. In quotes, beauty is the fashion in 1925. She is frankly, heavily made up, not too intimate nature, but for altogether artificial effect. Polar mortis, poisonously scarlet lips, rich ringed eyes, the latter looking not so much debauched. The style of flappers was not graciously accepted by the older generation. In fact, it was heavily looked down upon because of their short dresses and their lack of clothing. Despite the youthful enthusiasm for flapper style, some people felt threatened by it. When hemlines began to rise, several states made laws charging fines to women wearing skirts with hemlines more than 3 inches above the ankle, and many employers were fired because they wore bobs in their hair. In 1929, the stock market crashed, and women who needed jobs also came to face the economic depression. Due to the Great Depression and the need of money, women with the carefree style of flappers lowered their hemlines and headed back to work, and the carefree age of flappers was over.